Barb from Caraway Crochet, and today I'm going to be sharing how to make this Earth Mother bralette in two contrasting colors. You can make it in the ombre. In my blog on carawaycrochet.com I do have information on how to use the ombre yarn and successfully create two cups that look the same, but I'm not doing that in this video today. We're just going to be using these two colors. We're going to learn how to make the cups. We're going to learn how to do the top part and create the straps, and we're going to learn how to do the corners, the sides, the triangle sides that go around and make it into the special kind of bralette that it is. So these cups today are the sideways cups, and I hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and click on the little bell so you get notifications. I'm trying to grow my channel and I appreciate all the subscribers I can get. Thank you so much. Hi there. So I am going to be using, in this tutorial, I'm going to be using this Caron Simply Soft. It's in a bone color. These are both 4-weight worsted weight yarns, and I'm also using as my contrasting color Cafe Latte in the Red Heart Super Saver. They're different makes of yarn, but they seem to work well in this pattern. And I have an H hook, and I also have a yarn needle and a pair of scissors. So those are the things that you're going to need to make this bralette pattern, and I really look forward to sharing this pattern with you, and I hope you really enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to start with a slip knot, and I'm making the extra small. So we are going to start off by chaining 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're going to, into the third stitch, 1, 2, 3, we're going to double crochet into that one, and then we're going to double crochet into the next 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to start the little special trick at the end where we do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets into the last stitch, all into the same one. 1, 2, we're going to chain 1, and then into the same stitch we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to start down the other side. So we're going to start right here. There's the 2, so we're going to start in there, and we're going to go 1, pick up 6 down here, 2, and you'll see there's spaces along there on the other side of the chain. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And chain 2 and turn. Okay, so we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then the chain 1, and then 8 down the other side. So this time we're just going to go up. We're going to start in our first stitch right here. We're going to double crochet up those 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have come to this chain one space. You can put a stitch marker in there if it's easier for you to know that you've got there. Now you double crochet 2 in there and you chain 1 and another 2 double crochet. These are the cups for when they go joined point to point in a sideways style. I do a slightly different cup for the bralettes where they stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you should now have 10 on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like to always count every time, and that way if you make a mistake early on, you can fix it without finding out later on. I'm just going to get myself some yarn here. Okay, so we're going to chain 2. And as I said, all of the sizes from extra small up to extra large are in the pattern on my blog. And the PDF pattern is available in my Etsy shop. So here we go. Up the first one, we're going to go up 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up the 10, and now we're going to do 2 into this little hole here, this archway. 2, 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2 in the same space, and then we go down the other side. Those 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now we're going into row 4. 1, 2, 3, and now we're going into row 4. And this is the double crochet row again. And then the last row of the extra small is actually half double crochet. For the small, it's actually all double crochets, but for the sizing to work for the extra small, I had to go with a half double crochet for the final row. But here we go, up this row, row 4. Double crochet in each stitch along the edges. And then we're here at the top. So we do 2, 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2, and then down the other side, starting on the first of the double crochets on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's it. And this one should be 14 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And on this side, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, so now because we're doing half double crochet, you can chain 1 or 2, it's up to you. I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to half double crochet into each of these stitches going up here. 2, now up here, so we do 2 half double crochets in the top, followed by a chain 1, 2 half double crochets in the top, and then we go down the side with half double crochets to each of the top of the previous row. So we've got 16 on each side. Then we're going to cut that off and weave in the ends, and that's how we make our cups. Okay, so you have to go away and make another one of these. Okay, right now we've got the 2 cups. I've woven in the ends, and if you see, you'll see that there's a ridge here, and if you look on the other side, the ridge is a row down. So what you have to find, whichever side you choose to be your correct size, and make sure that both pieces are the same. See, this one is 1, 2, and then 3, and between the second and third row you can see that ridge. And this is the same here, 1, 2, and there's the ridge. So those are the pieces I'm going to have as my right side. So you put them together like this. All right, then you get your yarn, and you're going to join it to the stitch before the 2 half double crochets that are in this top section. So that's the top, then there's 1, 2, and then in the stitch before that, I have to match it up on here, 1, 2, and then the stitch before that, we're going to put our hook through, so we've got 4 loops on the hook, and then we're going to attach the yarn, put the yarn into the hook and pull it through. Like that. Okay, we can chain 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into 3 stitches. 1, 2, and make sure we're going in between each of them. Oh, I missed it. I'm standing in a funny position so I can film this for you. Go through those 2, and through those 2, and we're going to single crochet. Right. Now we're going to go through the next 2, and the next 2 here. I'm going to single crochet. And then we're going to go through the next 2. And then we're going to go into the middle. And then we're going to go down the other side. This is 4. This is 5. And this is 6. Oh dear. Here we go. There we go. So there's 6 single crochets there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm going to cut that off. Set it on my scissors. Cut that off. Pull the yarn through. And that is the join to join the 2 pieces together. Okay, so that's how we do that. So we're going to attach the contrasting yarn now to the top of the bralette. I've turned it with the this is the right side up now, and so I'm attaching my yarn. When I did the ombre one, what I did was I ended up cutting the ombre skein into a situation where I'm actually going to do this differently. I'm going to start with a slip knot. This is probably the better way to do this than just pull it through. This is more secure. Okay, so I'm going to put the slip knot on there and pull it through, chain 2, and do a double crochet into the same stitch. Okay. Now, as I was saying before, I originally did the Earth Mother bralette with an ombre yarn from Lion brand. See, it was the stripes, I think, ombre anyway. And when I made 1 cup, by the time I got through, the yarn was changing into the variegated, and it was going to be completely different. So I went through the skein and I found the place where I started this one and I did this one the same, so that they were pretty much matching. So then when I started to do the trim on the top, the variegated kicked in and it was beautiful. It worked out perfectly. But for this one I don't have any of that yarn, so I'm just for demonstration purposes showing you how I did the stitching on the top and the bottom and created the sides and everything to make your Earth Mother bralette. Okay, so we've double crocheted, chain 2, double crocheted 2. Now we're going to go and do a pattern where we're chaining 1 and skipping a stitch. So we're not going to go into that one, we're going to go into the second one, and we're going to double crochet into there, and then we're going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet into the next one. Okay, and we're going to do this until we get to the one right before the middle, and then we're going to stop because we're going to skip the one in the middle. Okay, so we're chaining 1, skipping 1, double crocheting into the next stitch. chaining 1, skipping 1, double crochet into the next stitch, chaining 1, skipping 1, double crochet into the next stitch, chaining 1, skipping 1, double crochet into the next stitch, and we have 1 stitch left on here, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to double crochet into this one because this makes it even across. Okay, see the middle, and then there's one on either side. Chain 1. It depends which size you're doing, how many chains you're going to have on this top stitch. So you have to kind of use your own judgment when you get to the middle. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to have our 2 double crochets. 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then up the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to do our 2 double crochets into the end here. 1, 2, and we chained 1 in between. Okay, so now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to chain 2, we're going to double crochet into the next space over top of that double crochet there, and then we're going to treble crochet, which is you wrap your yarn around and you go into the next space and treble into the next chain 1 space, then we chain 1 and treble into the next chain 1 space. So it's kind of like the previous row, but we're using treble stitches, triple crochet, whatever you choose to call it. And we're chaining 1 in between each of those treble crochets, triple crochets. Until we get to the middle, right? The triple, chain 1, now we're in the middle. We're going to skip over there, and we're going that middle section, and we're going to triple straight into this one. Chain 1, chain 1, wrap it around twice, pull it through, pull it through, pull it through. And then we've got 2 double crochets we do here. 1, 1, and 2. And there we are, we finished our second row. So in the top part of this bralette, there's something called a 3 double crochet cluster, and that's this stitch in this row. And so I filmed a short tutorial just explaining how to do that stitch, which is going to follow now. If you know how to do it, you can skip ahead and not watch that tutorial. Okay, I just thought it would help people out if they don't really know how to do the 3 double crochet cluster. So this is how we do the 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, we put the yarn over, we put it into the stitch we're doing the cluster in, and put the yarn over and pull it through, and put the yarn over and pull it through 2. Yarn over, back into the same stitch. This is the second time. Yarn over, pull it through 2. Yarn over, put it into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 on our hook, and we just pull it through those 4 loops, okay? That's it. Oh, and then we chain 1. Just to finish it off. Let's do another one. Yarn through, pull through, pull through 2. Yarn over into the same loop, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over into the same stitch and pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2, and then we've got 4 loops on here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So put yarn over, pull it through all 3 and chain 1. And that is our triple double crochet, the double crochet, 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, so we've turned it round, and we've chained 2 for our turning chain, and we're going to double crochet into the same space. And now we're going to chain 1 and do a 3 double crochet cluster into the space, the chain 1 space. So we're going to do 1 and pull it through the 2, 2 and pull it to the 2, 3, pull it through the 2, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to pull it through all those 4 and chain. Right? So that's our double crochet cluster. And now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do another one into the next space. 1, 2, 3, and you pull it through all the 4, chain 1, and into the space, and then we chain 1 again, and then we do another 1, 2, 3, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on a hook. We wrap the yarn over, pull it through the 3, and chain 1. And we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go into our next space. 1, 2, oops, sorry. Let's try it again. 1, pull it through 2, 2, pull it through 2, 3, pull it through 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull it through all 4, chain it, and then chain 1. 1, 2, 3. And we pull it through 4. We join it together with a chain, and we chain 1. Oh, are we in the middle here? No, we're not in the middle here. 1, 2, 3. And then when we get to the middle, we are going to go over to the other side, and we're going to do our cluster right on the other side. Okay, you can see how it's starting to pull it into the middle there, so that it makes a nice sort of a sweetheart neckline. I'm going to chain 1, 1, 2, 3, pull it through the 4, and chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and pull it through the 4, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, pull it through the 4, chain 1 and chain 1 again, and here we're at the end and we're going to do 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. That's the end of that row. Well, actually I had to pull it back because I missed this chain 1 here, this chain 1 space here, so we need to do actually a cluster in there. 1, 2, 3, pull it through the 4, and then we are going to do our 2 double crochets here. And the reason I discovered that is because I counted. Always good to count, okay? So if we stop now and look, we have got the chain, the 2 chains, that's because that turning chain is counted there. That's 1, 2 double crochets, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clusters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clusters, and 2 double crochets. So we want it to be even on both sides. So that's looking pretty good. So I'm not using ombre, but when I use the ombre yarn, it started to change color here, which was really nice. But I've decided for this demo, I'm just showing it to you without using the ombre yarn because I don't have any right now. So what we're going to do now is we're just actually going to chain 1 here before we turn, and then we are going to single crochet into the top of the into the double crochets, and then single crochet into the chain 1 space. So we're going to single crochet into this double crochet space, and then we're going to single crochet into the chain 1 space, and we're going to single crochet into the top of the cluster, and then we're going to single crochet into the chain 1 space, and we're going to single crochet into the top of the cluster, and then we're going to single crochet into the chain 1 space all the way down until just before the center, okay? And here we are at the center. So we've single crocheted into the top of the cluster. We're not going to chain 1, we're just going to single crochet right into the next side. And see how that's pulling those 2 together, so it's making it. Then we chain into the chain 1 space, into the top of the cluster, single crochet into the chain space, single crochet into the top of the cluster, all the way up to the top. And then when we get to the end, we're going to single crochet into the cluster, and then we'll just go right into the top here, single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2. So I finished my single crochet row. I've chained 2 and I've turned it. Now I'm going to double crochet into the first space here. And this is a row that we have to be cautious of because we're going to actually stop 2, see the middle here, we're going to stop on the single crochet above the second cluster before we get to the middle, okay? So we've double crocheted into the first one, so now we're going to single crochet and do the skip a stitch, double crochet into the next stitch, okay? Chain 1, skip a single crochet, double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip a stitch, 1, double crochet into the next one. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet into the next one. Now let's see where we are. Okay, we can chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet into this top of this cluster here. single crochet that was above the cluster, right? So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to skip the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to do our next double crochet into the second cluster along. It's the single crochet stitch, that row that's right above that. Okay, so now we're going to double crochet in there. And this just serves to pinch it even tighter across there. So we're going to skip 1. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet into the end. Okay, chain, just stop there. So now we're doing another single crochet row. So we just chained up 1 to turn, and now we're going to single crochet in the space and single crochet into the top of the double crochet, single crochet in the space, single crochet in the top of the double crochet, single crochet into the space, all the way until we get to the center. Single crochet into the chain 1 space, single crochet into the top of the double crochet, and then we're just skipping over and doing a single crochet into the next double crochet there. We're going across like that. To the space, into the top of the double crochet, into the space, and into the end, and that's our double crochet row done, our single crochet row done. So for this row we are going to single crochet along until we get to the second double crochet before the center. So this is 1, 2, and we are going to be single crocheting into the top of that one. So I think it's easier for us if we just count. That's going to be the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're going to do all of these. It says because we're going to single crochet, we're going to skip a stitch, and then we're going to single crochet into this one. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that is on top of that double crochet. So then we are going to skip 4 of the stitches and then single crochet into the next stitch. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe we need to go one more. That's the top of the single crochet. So that makes it sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going into the top of the second one up. Okay, so here we go. We skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to single crochet in here. Let's just see how that looks. Yes, it's on top of there. So now we're going to go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to be the end of the row. So when we look at this, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, 8 maybe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can do one more in here, and then that makes it, so it should be a single crochet. All right, and that is the end of the top section for the extra small. So I'm going to cut that off, pull it through, and we will go and do the halter straps. Okay, so now we're going to go on to making the halter straps, the straps. So I'm going to just pull up the yarn, and we're going to chain up 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you can leave it like this. Some people like a thin halter strap, but some people like it to be a little bit fatter, so it's totally up to you. So I'll show you what to do if you'd like a fatter strap. Is you just single crochet into the first chain. You can actually slip stitch down or single crochet. I'm going to single crochet. And it just makes a little bit more substantial strap over your shoulders. It doesn't dig in, and makes it a little bit more comfortable, but it might not dig in if you have it just a single chain. Some people do that, and they prefer it that way, so it's totally up to you. That's a great thing about making your own clothes. You can customize them to yourself. Like this one, I made this bralette originally with an ombre, stripes out of brown tones. But I thought for the demo, I'm going to switch things up a little bit and just show you how to do it with solid colors. You can actually choose halfway up the top part that I've done in the brown, the solid brown color. I think it's called Cafe Latte. It's a red heart, Super Saver yarn. But you could add a white right at the very last row. You could add white and then just put your straps in a creamy color. It's completely up to you to choose your colors and make it personal to yourself. So I'm just going to go all the way down here doing single crochets into the chain, and then when I get to the end, I'll show you how we can fasten it off. So here I have done the last single crochet into the strap, and so I'm going to just take it into the top of that double crochet there in the bodice part. Single crochet. Make it tighter. Don't want it to be a weird loop there. Okay, and then I'm going to slip stitch it down into the next stitch here, just to anchor it a little bit. And then we can cut it off and weave in the ends. Leave a nice long strand so you can do a great weave in there. So that's one of your straps going up to tie over your shoulders, and I will attach the yarn to the other side. Here we go. Go into that top corner there, attach the yarn to the other side, and chain up 60. So that's what we do. and chain back down and attach it as I showed for the other strap. And when we're done that, we'll start on the bottom. So now we're going to get this side. You can see where the single crochet happened. That's the wrong side, okay? So we're going to get the right side facing up, and then we're going to attach our yarn to the bottom corner like this. I'm using the same contrasting yarn that we used at the top. So we're going to attach the yarn, okay? Then we're going to chain 2 and double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet into the next stitch all the way along until we're 1 stitch away from the center. So we're double crocheting into the next stitch, and then we're chaining 1, skipping a stitch, double crocheting into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next stitch. We're familiar with this idea now, seeing as we've done it at the top. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next stitch until we're 1, come on yarn, until we're 1 stitch away. Okay, and I think we're pretty much there. So we're going to skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to double crochet into this one going up here. And then we're going to chain 1 and skip 1 and double crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to go all the way up to the top. So we chain 1 up because this is a single crochet row, and we're going to single crochet into the top of the single crochet. We're going to single crochet into the top of the and chain 1, and a single crochet into the space, single crochet into the top of the chain 1, the double crochet, sorry, single crochet, until we get to the second double crochet before the center. So this is it. So we're going to single crochet into here, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to miss that one, and single crochet into here, and single crochet into the space, and into the top of the double crochet, and all the way up. Single crochet into the top of that one. Okay, and that is the bottom edge completed. So now we are going to move on to the side. So this is going to involve us single crocheting all the way up, 2/3 of the way up the cup, right? So this is the middle of the cup. You can see that there. There's like a horseshoe, and then there's the middle. So 2/3 of the way, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches on that side, rows on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, did I count that wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we've got 5 rows on either side. So half of 5 is 2.5, right? So I'm going to say that we'll go up to the 7th row and then do 1 stitch into there, because as we go up the side we're going to do 1 single crochet into each single crochet row that we hit and 2 into each double crochet row that we hit. So because we want to go 2/3 of the way up, that only means we're going to put 1 single crochet into that 7th row. 8th row. Okay, so here we go. So I have, in the instructions it says to rejoin the yarn, but I'm just carrying on because we're here already. So we're going to just go up here. So this is a double crochet row, so I'm actually going to chain 1, sorry, and 2 single crochets in there. 1, 2. And then this is a single crochet row, so I'm going to put 1 in there. Cut that piece of yarn at the back. And then we're going to put 2 into this, just the first of the bralette cup rows. 2 in there. So we're supposed to be counting these as we go, so we can do the same on the other side, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 into the 3rd row, 8, 9, and 2 into the 4th row, 10, 11, 2 into the next row, 12, 13, and then 14, 15, and now we're in the middle. 16, 17, next row, 2, 18, 19, and then we want to put 1 into this one. So that's actually 20 stitches. So for row 2, we're going to start decreasing, and we're going to be decreasing at the top and at the bottom. So the way we're just going to decrease is we're going to skip the first stitch and we're going to just go into the second one and carry on in that way down. Okay, so we're skipping the first stitch and we're going into the second and we're doing a single crochet all the way down. And this means we should be doing 19 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Now we're going to chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to skip the first stitch and we're going to go into the second. So this is going to bring us down to 18. 1, 2, this is exciting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, get some more yarn, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Ta-da! Okay, now we're going to chain 1 and turn it, and we're going to skip 1 and single crochet into the next stitch and go down that way. So each end we're going to skip the first stitch and single crochet, and we're going to keep going like this until we get down to 1 stitch. So we're creating a triangular side to our bralette, which is very cool. Okay, so carry on, guys, and I will see you when we're down to 1. So here we are. we've got down to a point here, and we're not going to cut the yarn off. We're going to keep the yarn on, and we're going to chain 60 for a strap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can keep going until you chain 60, and you can either fasten it off after the chain of 60, or you can go back down with a single crochet to make it a wider strap. So now we're on the second side, and we're going to have the wrong side facing up, and we're going to be starting our stitches going down so that we have them going in the same direction. Okay, so if we want to match the other side, we're going to go up to the middle of the cup, and then we're going to count 2 rows, and we're going to do 1 stitch into the next row. Okay, I'm sitting in the chair. It's kind of awkward the way I'm working just in order to film this, so I hope you forgive me fumbling with the yarn here. Okay, so we're going to chain 2, no, 1, because we're single crocheting. So we're now going to go into that stitch. This is going to be 1, and then we're going to go 2 and 2 into this stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 single crochets into each of the half double crochet rows of the cup. Okay, and here's another row here. 8, 9. Getting organized here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Even though that was a half double crochet row, we're going to do 2 into there. 18, 19 into this double crochet row, and then 20 into the single crochet row. Okay, and then we're going to turn, chain 1, turn, and we're going to skip the first stitch and go into the second stitch, which is actually a decrease, and we're going to go all the way down till we get to the end, chain 1, turn, skip the first single crochet stitch, go into the second one, that's decreasing on that side, go all the way down to the end. If we don't decrease on the other end, we chain 1, turn, and then we decrease at the beginning. So we're decreasing at the beginning of each row, and I'll meet you at the when we get down to 1 stitch. So here we are, I'm back down onto the last stitch. I'm just here, and I'll show you I've got skipping 1, and going into the last stitch, and that brings me down to 1, and then I'm going to start my 60 chains for the strap. So off you go, do your 60 chains. Like I said before, I'm single crocheting down and making it a fatter strap, but you can just have it as a single chain if you want to. Okay, I'll see you back when I'm finished. So here we are, I've got the straps done, and the sides, so you can see the side goes down, tapers down. I need to sew in my ends, weave in the ends. Nice single crochet straps there, and this side is the same, goes down, tapers down the triangle to go around the side, and I think it's turned out beautifully. And I will try and get some pictures of it on my mannequin. So as I said, there is a free written pattern on my blog, carawaycrochet.com. The link should be below. But you can also buy a PDF pattern from my Etsy shop. It has all the sizes on it. The blog pattern has all the sizes on it too. But there's an ad-free, printer-friendly, and it also is a way of supporting me to do what I'm doing if you choose to purchase the PDF from my Etsy shop. And I'm also on Ravelry. So I'll put all my social media links down below. And hopefully I will get a picture that I can pop onto the end of the video to show you what this looks like on. Okay, it's the Earth Mother Bralette crop top. I never know whether to call it a halter top, a crop top, a bralette, but anyway, I'm really thrilled with how it's turned out, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you liked it. Give the video a like, and also click that little bell that tells you when new videos are coming out. You'll get a notification via your email. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Leave a comment below if you have any requests for something you'd like to see me to make for you. Okay, thank you very much. Happy crocheting!